Christian.
So you can lift up your right hand and repeat after me. I swear.
I swear
By Almighty God.
by Almighty God
That
the evidence
I
shall give
to this commission.
to this commission
Shall be the truth.
The
The
whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me.
So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bobby. Thank you, Secretary, for the commission. So I'm just going to also remind you of a few rules that guide us here as we take your testimony this afternoon. The first critical one is a reminder for you to remember your oath, to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. It's a criminal offense to deliberately give false information to the commission or withhold information from the commission. The second one is for you to answer all the questions that you are asked by the commissioners as they are asked. So sometimes the questions might appear repetitive for you. Please just answer them. Please conduct yourself with dignity and respect, including when you are referring to other individuals in your testimony. We also have a duty to respect you in the process. Then those that are in the room, please refrain from interrupting the proceedings. Remember to either switch off your phones or put them on complete silence, not on vibration, but complete silence, so that we don't interrupt the witness, but also interrupt us from hearing what the witness is saying. Let us minimize movements in and outside of the room. Having said that, the other rules, you are aware of them. They are on the summons and everywhere. So we are going to ask you questions. I will ask you some questions to do with the framework and the oversight role and so forth. And then the other commissioners will take it from there. But we may also change the way we ask questions, depending on your responses. So what position did you hold at the time when the events at Montagne Posée prison took place?
I was the commissioner of police that time.
So as the police commissioner, what are your key responsibilities?
My key responsibility was to give direction to the force, ensure that I manage the force, lead them, and ensure that there's peace and stability in the country.
Yeah. So that gets me to Section 160 of the Constitution, which I think is almost like the go-to provision when you were in office at this time, which says the police force shall be commanded by the police commissioner. So just unpack for us to understand, and also for anyone following your testimony to understand what that practically means when you are in a position where you command the police force. What does that mean?
Big responsibility. You have the men and women under your command. They are officers, and then you also have the support staff, civilian, and then you have the whole jurisdiction of Seychelles, and you have to ensure security to all the people of Seychelles, and also people visiting Seychelles, and also expatriates working in Seychelles.
So you confirm that as part of your position and responsibility of commanding police officers, you issue them with lawful instructions, and you also play an oversight role. In other words, you are in a position to demand them to account to you on why they have done what they have done or have not done what they have done. So you are the person to go to
Precisely.
in the country.
Precisely.
Okay.
And if I may say, I also delegate.
You also delegate.
Yeah, delegate, cascade
Yes.
the instructions down to my subordinates.
And when you delegate, they account to you.
The account is reporting and reporting back as well, yes.
So we could say when it comes to matters to do with the conduct of police officers in Seychelles, you as the, I don't mean now, I know you are out of that position, but at that time, yes, the police commissioner, you were the person to go to. If we want answers and we can't get them from any of your officers, you are the person we expect to give us answers.
You can get from other officers as well.
Yeah, but if we
Because-
can't get answers from any of the officers, for some reason, we get them from you.
No, because I delegate. So if I give the responsibility to an officer, he or she is the one to take control of whatever instruction I've given him or her. Then if there's issues that they would come back to me. So when I delegate, I delegate to the person that I know can do the activities,
But
whatever
the question
instruction.
I'm asking is, if I can't get any answers with respect to police operations in the country, if I can't get any answers from any of the officers, the different leaders in the force, if I can't get any answers there, you are the person whom I would expect as a means of last resort to get
Yes.
answers from.
Accounting officer, yes,
Yes. Okay. I just wanted us to be sure about that. Who do you report to?
Mostly to the president and the minister.
Okay. But is there a clear reporting channel?
For example, in the force, if there's anything to do with seniority from assistant superintendent upwards, then it's the president.
Okay.
If they do something breach of, then it's the president. Any breach, the president will deal with the seniors. I would report to the president. And if anything down in the administrative part of the police force, then it's the minister.
So matters, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding you properly. So matters to do with the discipline of senior police officers, you report to the president. Okay. In this case, we just want, I know there are many senior police officers, but we just want to get a sense of who are the ones that are considered to be senior.
Seniors rank from assistant superintendent, superintendent, chief superintendent, assistant commissioner of police,
Okay.
deputy commissioner.
I think I have an idea.
Yes.
So when you, let's say, deploy police officers to conduct an operation, you put them under the command of a senior police officer. Would I be correct to say that?
That would be one, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
You would,
But
Go
but
on,
there
go
are certain commands from my subordinates straight to down.
down there.
Not necessarily that I should be the one telling.
Yeah.
It can be another subordinate telling.
Yeah. So you, but you, let's say you have a police operation that you want to conduct to search for, let's say, drugs somewhere. You anticipate that there might be some resistance, so you deploy your police officers, and you put them under the command of a senior police officer, right? Who reports?
Definitely.
Who reports to you? But
Precisely.
that person is responsible for the
Yes.
operation.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to establish the chain of command and also test what you said earlier, that you are the commander of the police.
Yes.
Right. During your time, your tenure, and still on this responsibility of commanding police officers, would you say you were indeed commanding the police, or there were times when you were not commanding the police?
a little bit.
But what I mean is, the legal framework says you are the commander
Yes.
of the police force. So you are responsible for what the police do in this country. So I'm trying to get a sense from you that that legal position was respected, it was what was happening in practice during your tenure, or it was not always what was happening. Because there's what the law says, then there's reality.
Yes.
Right? So I want to know, in practice, were you the commander?
Well, as the commander, I should be the one all the time to be in charge. When you think of the police and the commander of the police, it's me.
The question is...
Yes, I'm coming to it.
Ah.
I'm coming to it.
Okay.
But there are times also that certain direction can come somewhere else. Not necessarily it's your direction, but you may be directed to do something.
Directives
Yes.
to you.
Yes, directives can come, yes.
But were there any instances where directives were given to the officers below you?
Possibly.
Right.
Possibly.
It's
It does happen.
a yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the police work with working to enforce the law anywhere
Yes.
in the Republic. But I want you to take us into confidence or walk with us through or enlighten us about your cooperation with the prisons, the Seychelles prisons.
Okay.
Under what circumstances do you work with them?
Prison would seek for police assistance, for example, if there's anything that they think is beyond the capabilities of handling it, then they would call the police.
Okay.
And as usual, we discussed before.
So
If the time permits, whatever is happening.
so ordinarily, you have no business as the police force of being in prison, but you only enter there when invited to come and help.
Yes, or if there's any contraband that they have seized in prison, then they would call on the police to
So if someone
investigate.
inside the prison has broken the law, then
Then-
you come in to enforce the law.
Yes, that's it.
Right? But when it
Correct.
comes to maintaining order, not law, order,
No, that's the prison.
That's the prison.
They have their guards and they should.
then you say you get invited to intervene in the prisons. Can you explain to us what is the policy? What does the policy say on the chain of communication? For you to be able to deploy police forces or police officers to help in maintaining order at the prison, what are the procedures that are followed?
They would prison authority would call what we call the CCC, the Communication and Command Center of the police force.
Okay.
And if there's anything happening, they will call the seniors. Then the central command will call the seniors. Like I would be informed, my deputy, my assistants would be informed, depending on what's going on.
Okay.
And if it concerns, say, something directly for the CID, they might as well call the CID if they have the contact instead of going through all the channels. And if it concerns something that they think the Ansopin police station, which is nearer than.
Okay, maybe let
Then
me
they would-
maybe let me rephrase the question. Let's say there is a situation that is developing in the prison amongst prisoners, And that situation looks like one which the prison authorities or the prison guards may not be able to manage on their own. And they need police to be deployed. So what do they do? So what are the procedures?
They would call, possibly, they would call the central command, the command center.
Okay.
Or they can call an officer, senior officer directly. It can be me. If they reach me on the phone, it can be me that they would call. And then I'll cascade it down to my deputy.
Your answer suggests to me that there is no, because you keep saying they can, they may, they right. Because the way policy and law works is that it says you shall do this. Right? So in other words, law or public policy is framed in a way that it tells you, it instructs you on what to do. So the way you are answering my question suggests that there's no policy, written policy. Is there a written protocol?
No, there's no written protocol. I don't think there's any written protocol. But it's the habit of doing things.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a law which says the police may be deployed to maintain order or restore order in certain places, including the prison. But there is no written protocol on how that is actually done. Do you think that is a problem?
Yes, it is.
So, did you do anything about that problem?
No.
So you didn't?
No.
As the police commander, you did not do anything about that?
No.
Okay, that's okay. So there's no protocol. But now let's talk about situations where, do you believe that as the police, you are accountable to the public in Seychelles? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think your answer is consistent with what you said earlier on when you were describing your duties. You said your duty is to keep everyone safe. Do you believe that in discharging your duties as the police, the police may make some mistakes? Some police officers may act unethically?
Yes, they do at times.
Right. So is there a mechanism for the public to submit complaints, to report cases of misconduct if, for example, they are mistreated by a member of the police force? What are those mechanisms?
We have a mechanism. They report to the internal affairs within the police force. It's called a complaint against police. So then there's a team there, and they would investigate those complaints. If I may go back a little bit at the SOPs and policies. Whilst in office, I've had officers attending the trainings on SOPs and policies. And in fact, what I can say is that, not digressing, but when I took over as Commissioner of Police, I did, together with my seniors and consultants from overseas, we did a strategic review of the police force. So it took quite some time to get this across, get it done. And SOPs, there were hardly anything written down.
Okay.
So I have a team, I introduced a team called the Compliance Unit. So they are the ones, in fact, putting pen to paper, putting everything in black and white. So we have SOPs now. I'm sure the commissioner now will keep working on it.
Okay, but it is your observation that when you took over,
yes,
there were no SOPs on several
hardly
issues.
any. Yes,
and it is your evidence that there is no protocol, even at the time when you left your position, there was no protocol guiding communication on the deployment of police to assist in prison. Okay. The CID are part of the police, right?
They are.
Criminal investigation.
They are, yes.
Okay. So you command them?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to check so that I know you are the right person to ask this question. They normally investigate, they have power to investigate criminal conduct, including inside prison. If they suspect that there is something illegal that's going on in prison, they have that. Okay.
Definitely.
So tell us how that works. First, is there at your time a protocol on what the CID, what the police investigating a crime, how they would conduct that investigation if it's something that they suspect to have happened inside prison? For example, if they need to question a suspect who happens to be a prisoner.
The suspect would be taken down to the CID or to the nearest police station, which is Ansopin. Then the person would be questioned there.
Okay, so how? So
liaison. They will liaise with the prison authority, and then necessary arrangements will be made for the movement of the prisoner.
Okay, so they liaise with the prison management.
Yes.
Is this part of a written protocol, or it's your practice?
It's practice.
It's practice. Okay. Do you think there should be a written protocol on that?
There's quite a few written protocols to be made, Commissioner.
I'm asking that question anyways because I think as you will be asked later on, and I don't really want you to answer that question at this point in time, but you will be asked later on.
Yes.
Questions around whether there were any investigations that were being done in prison concerning certain prisoners, right? And whether the correct procedures were followed. But I think your point at this particular juncture is there is no written protocol.
Yes.
We just
the practice.
We just okay. Do you, as the police, well, in fact, let me not put it that way. There is a legal arrangement in this country that the military can be invited to reinforce what the police are doing. All right. So tell us how that works. You are conducting an operation, and you need military reinforcements. How do you request for those? Who do you talk to?
If there's anything that would require, in fact, prior to the 10th Amendment, we would do that. We would request to the commander of, if I'm the commissioner, I would request with the commander of the military, CDF, and then I request whatever assistance required. Then he would liaise with me, and we'll discuss on if there's, like we've conducted patrols in the past. And that time, the police had the total control. It's like the military would listen to the police.
Okay.
Not necessarily that they are not listening right now, but then the 10th Amendment gives them power as well, to have police powers to do certain domestic laws.
I appreciate where you are taking me to, but I just want to walk step by step. So at this particular point, I just wanted to understand the communication protocol. That if you have a situation where you need military reinforcement. So your evidence is that you, as the police commissioner, you will contact the Chief of Defense Forces. Okay.
Yes, and in fact, we've done that. Suppose there's a dispatch for another island. Due to we don't have the facility. If it's going out there, So this is I will discuss with the commander to request for the assistance, and then my man will take over, and then his man he will relay down to the Coast Guard, and then the work is done.
Okay. So let's say, first, is there a written protocol on that?
No.
No. Okay. So let's say now you have the military reinforcements. They are now helping you. They've been deployed. Do they take orders from you as the police commissioner, or, of course, through the person you have put in charge? Do they take orders from the police, or they take orders from the military?
They take orders from the police.
They take orders from the police.
But there might be some overlap, They might as well.
But why should they be overlapped? Is there a policy? Is there a protocol?
No. That's the problem. The police is trained to do the work. He's trained to do the work.
Work of policing. Exactly.
The policing, the police is because the mandate of the army and the mandate of the police is different.
Yeah, but my question is there a policy or a protocol?
No, there's no written protocol.
Okay, so
initially they listen to the police. They listen to the police.
Yeah, there is a law that says they should
listen to the police.
They should take instructions from the police. Are you aware of that?
Yes. I think I've come across it. Yes.
Okay.
But it's not always the case that they
it's
take
not.
instructions from the police.
No, it's not.
Not always the case. Sometimes they take instructions from the military. Am I right?
Yes.
And at certain times from other authorities.
Yes. I'll tell you what's the
No, answer my question. Whether they take certain times from the military, at times they take it from other authorities.
From other authorities, I wouldn't know, but from the chiefs, from the superiors, they would definitely. The issues we had sometimes when conducting those operations, the police, because we do policing, I know I can send a corporal for this operation, or I can send the highest rank, a sergeant. But the army can send a lieutenant or higher rank. So you see the discrepancies. It's two different functions. But then they have to operate under the command of the sergeant.
The law says they have to report to the police, but as you answered Commissioner Vidot's question, you confirmed that there were problematic situations where the military is taking orders from somewhere else. In this case, you said is the management of the military. So they are not taking instructions from you. So what would you do in such a situation? Because this is something that was happening. How did you deal with that problem during your time?
No, but if there's anything which went out of way, then the CDF would be informed, because we do have meetings together.
No. I think that's not the question I'm asking. You said, by law, when the military is deployed to assist the police, they report to the police. Right? But then sometimes you notice that they would take orders from elsewhere, right? Other than the police. So it's a problem you notice. So my question is, what did you do to get that problem resolved during your time?
I would talk to the CDF.
So you talk to
Yeah,
CDF.
we will report to the CDF. A report would come, and then report would come from the police on the ground, and then CDF would.
So you have at least once made a report to the CDF.
I believe we've been discussing about issues regarding.
Okay, no, we'll come back to that later. So, I think I would not ask you this question at this point. Let me hand you to Commissioner Vidot, and then I will come back later. Please.
Okay. The 10th Amendment gave the police, the military, policing powers. Okay. Was there any time that you are aware of that the military acted without any police backup, or not under the command of the police, but doing policing powers?
Yes, it has happened, especially when they are conducting drugs bust, when drug operation. But then in that group, there's police officers as well.
But do you think that this was a proper arrangement, that the military would be heading an operation rather than the police heading the operation?
It should always be the police heading operation.
Okay.
But I also don't think you answered the question. The
This
question
one?
was, are there instances where the military was carrying out duties that belong to the police, and they were not reporting to the police, and then you said, yes, but that unit had police officers. So the question is not whether the unit had police officers or not, but were they reporting to you as the commander of the police? So
Not
the answer is no.
necessarily. No. Okay. It depends on which. If it's a big operation, then I would be informed. But if it's like the daily work, which it's not an operation in itself, then I won't be.
Sorry, I wanted to let you go to him, but you remember we talked about this section 160 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Which you said, yeah, you agreed with me, is the go-to provision. You are the commander.
But I delegate. If there's anything
but the question
to do,
he asked you is, you have not delegated to anyone.
Yeah.
Someone has established a unit that is basically carrying out police duties. And that unit is not accountable to you, is not responding to you, because that was your answer.
Okay.
Do you see the situation we are talking about?
Yes,
Yeah.
but let me take us back at delegating powers to my subordinates. In the police, I had an assistant commissioner for service delivery, which is the daily policing, and then I had an assistant commissioner for specialized investigations or duties. So if anything to do with drug, for example, it should go to the specialized unit.
Okay.
But sometimes, or most of the time, they would relay to me. What if they relay? They talk to me. If they do relay information about drug activity that they've conducted, then they would most of the time talk to me.
And you also say that instructions could come not directly from you, to your subordinates, not directly from you, but from other sources. But you didn't mention who the sources were. Who?
I won't mention names of people.
Pardon?
If you allow me.
You will not mention?
No, right now.
Oh, you mean on camera you will not
Yes,
mention?
no.
But you will mention it later on.
No,
Yes.
we want a commitment.
Yes, I'm talking.
Okay. So that would suggest that if they're having instructions and commands from other sources, you're not in full control of what's going on in the police.
In certain area,
Yeah.
maybe a small part I want, but
You-
as a big picture,
You don't know whether it's a small area because you don't know what instructions
I
they are
understand
receiving.
what you're saying, yeah.
You don't know at all
Mhm.
the instructions they're receiving. Yeah, and I'll be right in saying that sometimes in the police force, when instructions come from other sources, the implications of those instructions would not be reported to you, but to the other sources from which those instructions came from.
Correct.
Okay. And and we talked. Commissioner Justice talked about the protocol regarding when you need an inmate for whatever reason interview. If an inmate, if the CID needs an inmate for interview, okay, and that inmate on that day, on a day, comes to court. From court, do you think it's proper for that inmate to be brought back to the prison, kept in a holding cell? Do you think that is proper? Because you want to talk to him, but then they decide that they're going to hold him.
But if you want to talk to that person and he or she is available, you take him from there.
Yeah, and would it have been more correct since that person was coming to court, and from court the inmate can be directed to the CID office for interview?
Yes, special arrangement can be made for it to happen. Yes, definitely.
And let's say that person, is kept in a holding cell at the Montagne Posée prison, taken away from the main prison block, put in a holding cell, then transferred to an isolation cell, and for 20 days the CID still doesn't come. What would be your response to that?
That's not good.
Pardon?
It's not good for the CID, not for all those time, not to intervene.
And if the CID never even, after the 20 days, they don't even have any meetings with that inmate.
Again, it's not good.
Yeah. Okay. The inmate
But your answer is it's not good.
It's not proper for it to happen, to be like that. They should at least
It's
make the
illegal,
move.
I think.
Yeah,
They
it
should
is
make the
illegal.
move.
There's a difference between something that is not good and something that is illegal. Which is which? What are we talking about here?
It's illegal. I don't know if it's illegal from
I
the
know
prison.
but you are the commander of the police.
Yes.
You would surely know what
I
is
would.
lawful in terms of what you're
Yeah, but they were not. Whoever was not in the cell regarding the CID for that matter.
No, the
was
person
it?
the person is Stefan Modo.
Stefan, yes, okay.
Okay. What, according to information from the prison, was that the CID wanted to talk to him. They were doing an investigation, and they needed to talk to him. But rather than taking him from the court to the CID office, they take him back to the prison, removed him from the main prison, kept in a holding cell, then put in a isolation cell, and then later on transferred, after 20 days, transferred to the Perseverance detention center, but the police never even came to talk to him.
If all this transaction was because of the CID wanted to talk to Stefan, then it's not. It's illegal. It's bad. I mean, it's like abusing, you know.
And perhaps, if I may quickly jump in, the point we are trying to make is an isolation cell is not a normal prison.
Yeah, I would understand that, yes.
Right? It's a harder place to be in. it's a detention, basically, when you look at it. So you have kept someone in detention for 20 days, saying you want to question them on something you suspect they are doing. Then after those 20 days, you don't question them. So that's where I was coming from when I said, can we continue saying this was not good? This was illegal. It's arbitrary detention.
Yeah, that's illegal, yes.
Back to you, Commissioner.
Definitely.
And were you made aware that the CID wanted to talk to Stefan Modo?
No?
At no point in time?
No.
Who was in charge of the CID at that time?
The CID is Ronnie Gillian, superintendent.
Okay. So he never reported that to you?
No, not to my knowledge.
So you were never made aware that
there was this
thing going on?
No.
Okay. If that ever happened, is it something malicious or?
If it's malicious, I can't categorize this malicious. I can't, but it's again it's illegal to do something like that. Yes.
Yeah, and if you didn't give that order to the CID officer in charge, Julien, okay, could he have gotten this? Could he have gotten the order to have Stefan Modo held in a holding cell and an isolation cell from somewhere else?
But I believe if they needed Stefan Modo.
Pardon?
If they needed Stefan Modo, I believe they should go for Stefan Modo. He's available. Discuss with prison, interview him or whatever. If they want to interrogate or do whatever the police needs to be done and finish with this, not to delay for so long. This is my take on this one.
And you are aware that one of the reasons that the commotion at the prison started was because of Stefan Modo being held back in.
I've heard that, yes, definitely. Yes, I've heard that it happens because of Stefan Modo being in the cell there.
Yeah. So if Stefan Modo had not been kept in the cell, most probably there would not have been that incident at the Montagne prison.
Again, I don't know. I can't commit to it would not have happened or it would happen.
But I want to bring you a little bit back to something you said a few minutes ago. You said he asked you, are you aware of that the CID wanted to question Stefan Modo on something? And you said no, you were not aware.
Yes.
Right? So fast forward, you became aware, right? You became aware at some point
right now, yes,
that there was an inmate called
Stefan
Modo who had been detained. I think we should not call it this cell because it's not a normal cell. It's an isolation cell. Let's call it by its name. Right? He was detained in the isolation cell. So you got to know about it. Right? Did you then go and ask the CID officer to account to you? Because you said earlier on you had no idea of any investigation being done against. And it's normal, you're the police commander, you're high up there, you don't know everything.
Everything, yes.
Right, but now something major has happened.
Now?
Yeah.
No, we mean that the prisons, as a result of Stefan being held back, something major happened. That is what happened at the prison. And what he's asking you is whether
the police.
You went back, because you became aware of that, okay? How many days after did you become aware of that?
I won't know, but it's during the the incident during
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, but my question is, even after, so you became aware that there is a CID investigation of an inmate called Stephen Moto, right? So did you ever request for details from your CID officer on how this investigation went?
No.
You did not. Okay.
So you didn't even query from Julien. Why was Stefan Modo needed for questioning? You didn't go back to Julien and say, why?
No.
Okay. Don't you think, since the incident happened, as a result of Stefan Modo being kept in isolation cell, was there not a need for you to go back to the CID and say, look, you wanted Stefan Modo. What was the reason you wanted Stefan Modo, and how come you never went to talk to Stefan Modo? You did not do
No,
that.
I didn't.
When you
But
look
I
back,
believe- yes.
should you have inquired from your officers to explain to you how they conducted this investigation?
Yes, it should have been. My subordinates should have
No.
dealt with that and forward to me as accounting officer.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yes.
We have established
Yeah.
that. Should you not have gone to your subordinate and asked him to give you an account on this?
Maybe I should have gone, yes.
I don't think you should say maybe, because remember we asked you a question at the beginning of your hearing, the structure. So you are the police commander. So you are, number one, the one who gives them instructions. But number two, you are the one unto whom they account.
Yes.
So you are the accounting officer.
Yeah.
In this case, you have just learnt that there was something big that happened at Posée prison, which resulted in deaths and brutal injuries. And you have been informed that this disturbance may have started when Stephen Modo had been detained at the instruction of your CID officers. So as an accounting officer, you surely should have gone to the CID officers and say, tell me what happened here. So you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
My worry is you are saying maybe I should have. I don't think it's a maybe.
Yeah.
I think if you were the accounting officer, you had an obligation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And as a result of, anyway, so you never had any talk with Julien, and no action or anything was taken against Julien because of failure to see Stefan Modo, which at the end developed into something big.
No.
Okay.
Maybe, sorry, Commissioner. Can we take a 5-minute break? Just a 5-minute break. Can we take a 5-minute break? Or okay.
Yes. It's okay.